Energy flows where attention goes because our attention is what creates the world. When we get all motivated and jacked up to do something with our lives, the one problem that we often face is with our attention span and our ability to focus on our goals. In today's day and age, there are too many things that are asking for our attention. That trending news on TV, reels on Instagram that went viral, that fancy restaurant around the block, or that brand new series that just dropped on Netflix. We are torn in different directions, so we have very little life energy that gets assigned to all the other things, including our dreams and our goals. Now, if you allocate such a small percentage of your resource on your goal, obviously the returns will compound very slowly. So, what that means is you might reach your goal, but the pace at which you will reach it will be relatively slow. So, naturally, as human beings, we want to achieve things quicker. So, we try searching for ways to improve our attention or focus. So, let's look at the definition of attention first. Attention is defined as the action of taking special care of something or someone, and focus is concentrated attention. So it's important for us to understand that we are looking to improve our focused attention in the direction of our dreams and our goals. By doing so, we will be able to make more energy flow towards it and eventually materialize our goals. So now that we know that we must increase our attention, isn't it fairly simple thing to do? Then why still a lot of us fail? Because we often look at our approach too objectively. We download an app or a software and think to ourselves that we will force ourselves to focus on our priorities. But since it's done forcibly, often our emotions override us and we end up feeling crashed, burned out, and we feel overworked and fall into an efficiency trap. But there's a more sustainable way to approach this, and that is with meditation. So today we are going to learn how we can use meditation as a tool to help us focus our attention on our goals and desires and reach them quickly. Number 1, selective ignorance. Our brain on an average processes about 3000 thoughts per hour, and that means around 50 thoughts per minute. Sounds crazy, right? But if you start noticing those thoughts, you will soon realize that more than 50% of them are recurring in nature. That means that you keep on having similar thoughts over and over again, and it keeps on going in circles. And mostly these thoughts are about people, situations, circumstances, or objects that you focus upon most of the time during your day. So you can treat it as reminders or notifications that your ego self is sending you, because it wants to remind you that hey, this is important information. I think that this is important because you have been going through this all day, so you better put your attention on the same. But what happens is, if we put attention on these incoming thoughts too much, we get carried away in it, and that robs us of the opportunity to be present in the moment. And when we are not present in the moment, we are not able to do anything meaningful to solve our challenges. This happened with me back in 2020 the year of pandemic, I was going through a particularly difficult phase in life. And because it was something that I have never experienced, I mean, that particular situation, I was unaware of how to deal with it. And because there was so much uncertainty involved, I was constantly bombarded with thoughts about how to deal with it. What if this happens? What if that happens? I was constantly talking about it, complaining about it, deliberating about it, and it was becoming a hellish nightmare for me. Soon I realized that if I keep going on this path, I won't be able to make any progress. So I decided to use meditation as a tool to help me out from this. Since I started doing meditation, what happened was I was deliberately putting my focus or drawing my focus away from thoughts which were repetitive in nature, thoughts which were about things on which I didn't have any control over, and I started focusing on a positive mantra or a positive visualization that helped me move my mindset from the negative point of view to a positive point of view. Slowly and steadily, I saw that these thoughts started to reduce. And as I started putting my focus on things that were in my control, where I could do something meaningful or I could impact the outcome by my attention or by my efforts, I started seeing more and more opportunities were coming into my life that were helping me to reach to my goal faster. Second, discipline. I had a particular struggle with ordering takeouts. Whenever I used to see any reels on Instagram or any videos about the delicious foods that everyone was enjoying, I used to get crazy cravings for the same. And what do? You just open up the app, place an order, and in the next 30 minutes, it's in your hand. It was getting that easy. But as I progressed on this path, I started noticing some issues in my body with my digestion, with the way my skin was looking. I was breaking out all over. I was gaining weight, and because of the weight gain, I was having different pains in different parts of the body, especially my legs. So I thought that if I keep on going down this path, it's not going to lead me anywhere fruitful and I will end up suffering more. But I thought I've gone so far now. How am I going to stop myself and how am I going to redirect myself towards a healthy life? So I started using certain apps, certain coaches to help me put my focus back to where it belonged. But it didn't help much because, again, those approaches were quite restrictive. They were external motivation, they were not able to help me push in to the extent that I needed to be pushed. That's when meditation came to the rescue. So there's a study that says that when we do meditation, the parts of our brain that are responsible for discipline and for self-regulation gets illuminated, gets triggered. So when I was doing meditation day in and day out, and I was trying to build this habit, I was trying to build in this discipline. On the other hand, internally, my brain was also getting optimized by the use of meditation. So when I started again getting back to the healthy eating and healthy living and more active living, there were very rare situations where I saw myself um, falling out of the wagon or going back to my old habits, because that self-regulatory neurons in my brain were already activated and there was an intrinsic motivation that was driving me. There was no one else, no dietitian, no fitness expert who was telling me that do this, do that. I was driving myself because I was feeling satisfied that okay, I'm doing this thing, I'm checking off things from my to-do list, I'm being very efficient. So this is a reward in itself. I don't need any kind of external push, and this helped me to reduce 7 kgs in a span of 12 months without any kind of external consultation, without any kind of gymming or dieting and completely using home cooked food and home based exercises. Third thing is breath work. There is a very direct relationship between how we breathe, how our heart beats, and how our brains function. So, whenever we breathe slowly, which we typically do during a meditation, our diaphragm, which lies beneath the lungs, it goes down, it pushes down. So, when it pushes down, there is an extra space that gets created in the chest cavity, allowing the heart to expand a little bit. When the heart expands a little bit in its size, what happens is the blood regulation in our body slows down to certain percentage, negligible percentage. But when that happens, it sends a signal to our brain that hey, something is happening in the body, you better pace up your operation. So the brain starts firing up and it starts acting in a very efficient way, more efficient way. How does this help, you ask? Whenever you are doing meditation early on in the morning, before any important work, before a study session, before your work hours, if you do meditation and if you are practicing breath work during your meditation, slow inhalation and slow exhalation, when you do that, your brain gets optimized to work very efficiently. So when after the meditation practice you go and study, you go and work, automatically your brain starts to function in a better way and you are able to concentrate at the task, on the task at hand. These are effects of meditation. There are many beautiful guided meditation that are available on the internet today. So if you are someone who is just beginning their meditation journey, I would recommend that you use the platform of YouTube to search out different meditations that can help you to start this process. In case you are uncomfortable with a voice guiding you throughout your meditation, you can check out my last video on choosing the right kind of meditation and how to do it step by step. The link will be shared somewhere on the screen right now and it will be shared in the description below. I hope that you enjoyed my video today. I'll see you in my next one. Till then, stay happy, stay positive, and keep your vibrations way up